remember that whenever we are reading, we pause. Yes, we pause. Now, to show us where we need to pause, we need something, and that is a comma. I'm very sure you know that a comma is a punctuation mark, and also that it tells us where to pause, or it helps us tell our readers where to pause. It can also be used to change the meaning of things. Yeah, it can also change the meaning of things depending on where you place it. A series. A series is made up of 3 or more items. If it's not to 3, it's not a series. And it has to be in the same sentence. After each item in a series, after each item in a series, there must be a comma. Let's say we have 3 items. After first item, there will be a comma. Second item, there will be a comma. But after the third item, there won't be a comma. And also, before the third item, would have a conjunction. Would have and or. Let's look at the examples. Sarah writes poems, short stories, and play. Do you notice that we used comma after the first element, second element, and before the third element we have a conjunction, but there is no comma after it. Let's look at the rest. A nearest play will have 2, 3, or 4 characters. The play takes place under a tree, on a porch, and in a classroom. Note, if the items are not up to 3, that is not a series. It is not. Because if it is not up to 3, that means it is just the putting together or the joining together of just 2 things, not a series. Also, we use comma to combine sentences that share the same sentence elements, like subject, object, verb, etc. Sometimes we have 2 or 3 sentences that may be about some person. That's a shared element. Let's take example. The dedicated students practiced before school. They also practiced after school and on weekends. Are you saying that we have in the 2 sentences the subject is still the students and the verb is still practice? Do you notice that? Shared elements. The dedicated student practiced. That's the element that's common between the 2 of them. Common combined sentence. The dedicated students practiced before school, after school, and on weekends. Can you see the way we join them? Let's move on. Also, we can use comma to join all sentences. Yes. For example, we have I take piano lessons. My brother Paul studies guitar. My brother Steve likes to sit to listen. There are no shared elements in these sentences, but we can still join them together since they are 3, just like a series. So we'd have I take piano lessons, comma, my brother Paul studies guitar, comma, and before the last item, a conjunction, and my brother Steve likes to listen. Let's move on. Now, we have introductory words. Now, words such as yes, well, and no are called introductory words when they begin a sentence. Note, if they are at other parts of a sentence, maybe in the middle or at the end, they are not introductory words. It is only when they begin the sentence. Examples: yes, I play the drums. Well, Will you play for us? No, my note is not here with me. Can you see the way they are being set off with comma? Yes, that's how we use them. That's how they are being written in a sentence. Once we have introductory words, we have a comma after them. Also, we have noun indirect address. The name of the person who is spoken to or addressed is called a noun indirect address. Just like when we add introductory words, no matter but no matter where they are in the sentence, we always set them off with comma or commas. What do I mean? If they are at the beginning of a sentence, we use a comma to set them off. At the end, we use a comma to set them off. Even if they are in the middle of a sentence, we still use comma to set them off because they are now indirect address. For example, is that we have Maria, will you play the piano for us? Place your music sheet here, Maria. Thank you, Maria, for doing a good job. Do you notice the way the commas are being used? Okay. Sometimes, after a noun, we have a word or group of words that identifies or explains the noun. That is called an appositive. An appositive is a word or group of words that identifies or explains the noun that it follows. Commas separates an appositive from the rest of the sentence so as to show that they are appositive. Now, if you're saying Mr. Odiji, our English teacher, is not here. Now, Mr. Odiji is the noun itself. Our English teacher is an appositive because it identifies Mr. Odiji, or it describes Mr. Oyedeji, or it explains Mr. Oyedeji. Therefore, it needs to be set off by comma. Blue whales, the fastest kind, are found in all oceans. Mr. Gilmore, an expert on whales, works at an aquarium. This is the way the appositives are being set off by commas. Make sure you do that in all sentences. And also, apart from introductory words, we have introductory phrase. Yes, just like introductory words, they are always at the beginning of a sentence. Introductory phrase, as the name implies, is made up of one or more words. Or better still, two or more words. What I mean to say is that there must be two or more words to make it a phrase. Pardon me for saying one or more words. There must be two words to make it a phrase. That is why it's called introductory phrase. A phrase is made up of two or more words. Remember that. Now, sentences. Noi was reading a music magazine. She found an advice column. Combined sentence. Reading a music magazine. Noi found an advice column. Can you see the way reading the introductory phrase is being set off by a comma? The last but not the least is that when ideas in two separate sentences are related, we can combine such sentences by using a subordinated conjunction. That means when you have two or more sentences and the ideas in them are related, not that they are being done by the same person, no, the ideas in them are related, we use a subordinating conjunction to help show the relationship between the two sentences. So we'll have examples like because he is studious, he passes his exams in flying colors. Now, because he is studious, comma, is a sentence on its own. He passes his exams in flying colors is another sentence, and they are being joined together by subordinate conjunction. Now, after that subordinate conjunction, the sentence that is carrying the subordinate conjunction, there must be a comma after it. We have come to the end of the topic for today. For further study, please consult your textbook. Study more. Yeah, study more. Fill in the gaps. See you in the next lesson. Bye bye.